Hey y'all, I'm back with another 12 days of DIY, and this time I'm going to be trying to recreate the December Daily or Ali Edwards version of chipboard numbers. You guys have all seen these. They're white and red, and I think some might even be gold. And I love these, and I think if I were to have a pack, I would probably want to save them all. And so I'm seeing a lot of people use them in their December Daily, which I think was the original purpose. But um, I'm going to cut most of them with the silhouette, but just for this, just in case you guys don't have a silhouette or a cameo machine, I wanted to show you how you can simply trace a number just by using something from your stash. I used a 6, like a large wood veneer 6 that I had, but I actually uh, don't have many more of those numbers. I just picked that number because it was like one of the first ones that I saw. And you'll see that it turned out pretty good for the fact that I had to cut it with my scissors and I had to trace it. But I'm using chipboard, and if you guys all get scrapbook kits or scrapbook paper from different places, all you need to do is save the pieces of chipboard that keep the paper straight. That, or you can purchase chipboard in 12 by 12, like in the 12 by 12 size from Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I used my silhouette to cut out several of the numbers, and now I'm embossing right onto them. Now I'm going to do several layers, so if the first layer doesn't look fantastic, you'll know pretty quickly, or you'll see pretty quickly here in a second, that I am going to do double layers on the majority of these. So if I want it to be kind of thick and smooth, and so you'll see that in these, I'm doing the gold right now, and you guys didn't see me do the gold because I happened to think I was filming and I wasn't. But it's just the same process as I did for the white. I took some Versamark ink and placed it right on top of the chipboard cutout, and then I simply covered it in embossing powder. Now you can do these probably quicker with acrylic paint. I like the smoothness of the embossing powder, and I like the kind of like the glossiness or the gleam that the embossing powder gives. And so I decided to use gold, silver, and white. If I were to go back and try this again, I probably will try using acrylic paint in different colors. Also, you could probably use pigment ink as well. So I'm just heat setting all these, and you'll see that my little tweezer thing has kind of, I guess, scraped some of the surface of those, and so I didn't worry about it too much because I knew that I was going to do a second layer. Now here I'm doing a second layer of white, and honestly you can you don't have to use pigment ink. I'm just doing that so that I can show you can use something other than Versamark ink if you don't have it. So if you don't have Versamark ink, you can use any type of sticky or saturated ink. And for this one, I just used pigment ink, and I use it in white because I am coating it again in white. And so this is my second layer for my white ones. And I'm simply going to heat set those. And then I'm going to move on to, I think, the second layer of my silver ones. Now, I don't think you saw me do my first layer of silver ones because I think so much of this is repeated. The main steps you need to remember are cutting out your chipboard letters, using Versamark ink or some sort of pigment ink, and then sprinkling embossing powder and heat setting it. If you want just one layer, that's all you need, and that looks fine like that, then that's great. If you want more than one layer like I did, then you just do the same steps that I just mentioned. You do that just one more time, except you don't have to cut them again. All you have to do is dip it in Versamark ink and put another layer of embossing powder and heat set it again. So this is my second layer on the silver ones. I love the way the silver ones turned out. And then I'm going to give you some ideas of how I use these. And you'll see those are all of them with their second coats there. And I have this 6x6 picture that I printed, and I really want it to go in a 6x8 album, but it was a photo that couldn't really go 6x8, or it would make kind of like the dimensions look funny. And so I decided to just place the number 2 to note that it is day 2, and I did some journaling there at the bottom. For this one, this is kind of funny because this is actually not day 6. This is day 10, but I didn't have a 0. And so I don't know. I think I did odd numbers or something. I'm not really sure. But and I guess I did a couple of 6s. But I'm going to cut this down because it actually doesn't fit in my page protector. I think I cut it a little too big. And I'm just kind of playing around with the numbers just to show you, but I'm not going to actually adhere anything until I do off camera. And then I realize, oh, I can just adhere a 1 for right now, and then I'll go back and put the 0. But I'm just kind of showing you that you can place a number right on top, or you can place it on the photo itself, on the page protector or on the photo itself. Here's what a lot of people are doing, I think, are sticking their numbers right inside of their page protectors. And I will show you at the very end, you'll see a final photo of a 7 that I simply sewed right inside of the pocket itself. Now, you will see kind of like the mess ups on the back of these if you didn't actually emboss the back. You could simply paint the back like just a white or like or a matching colors, or you can emboss them just like you did the front. I'm going to kind of play around with the layout. I'm not going to actually finish the layout. I'm just going to kind of show you, like, I may make a layout to show that time goes by fast or something like that. And I may place all the different numbers, or it would be really cool to do a month by month one as well. You could also use these for regular project life too. And I may actually do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and let me know if you have any questions. Have a great week.